it's your coach, Pauly C. Let's power up on one of my favorite topics. What do I want? What do you want in 2020? Have you thought about that yet? Have you really thought about what do you want? Now look, this is about getting clarity and focus today, taking action. So today's a bonus day because whether you're in real estate or not, this transcends industry. So whether you're in another sales industry or just another business, or you want to get clarity in your life, you want to focus in on how to finally lose those 20 pounds. A project personally that you've been working on that you've kind of been all over the place on, the GPS, today's tool, will help you get clarity and focus so that you can take action and finally get what you want in 2020. Now look, I was lucky enough to have this tool bestowed upon me from Billionaire Gary Keller, and so he uses this personally and professionally to get clarity and focus, take action. And so look, I thought if it was good enough for him, then probably it's good enough for me. And man, it has been. It's changed my world personally and professionally on how I can get organized and have clarity so that the action I take is more efficient and effective. All right, let's jump in. So the GPS, the literal GPS. Now look, a GPS keeps us on track. We know that when we punch those digits into our phone on where we want to go, the GPS recorrects us when we take wrong turns. And so that's exactly what this business plan, this blueprint will do to make sure you get what you want in 2020. So literally the GPS stands for goals, priorities, and strategies. So what's your big goal for 2020? Personally or professionally. Maybe you have multiple GPS, one for personal and one for professional. And so your big goal needs to be specific though, because I've seen too many times people say general things like, I want to be a great agent. Now again, this template's for realtors. I'm going to use this template as an example that I use when I'm coaching realtors, but this again could be done for any industry or any personal project. And so when you're thinking about your goal, get specific, get measurables even better to have clarity and the priorities in the GPS. Now in this case, we have three. Priority number one, prospecting people I know. Priority number two, prospecting people I don't know. Mind blowing, right? Because there's only two places to get business. People I know, people I don't know. This is really complicated stuff. Okay, now the third priority is my growth plan. How am I going to be intentional about growing? Now look, the priorities can be, there can be three, there can be four, there can be five. There's no science around how many priorities you'll actually need. You'll know how many priorities you need, but don't get confused with the strategies because the strategies support the priority. The priorities support the goal. So the priorities are my big buckets. The strategies are what support each priority. So obviously strategies for prospecting people I know, creating a database, sending thank you cards, time blocking some time for social media interactions are going to be different than the strategies that I use for prospecting people I don't know. Open houses, making phone calls, door knocking, and networking. And so brainstorm around what it is that you'll need to do to create the priorities, the big buckets, and then the strategies within the priorities. Now, whether you're reviewing this weekly or monthly, I strongly recommend reviewing this weekly. Me and my business partner review our business GPS every Monday afternoon to figure out what's working. And often we're surprised, hey, we're knocking some stuff off here. What's not working, or maybe even more importantly, what we haven't been paying attention to, because your GPS could be in motion, meaning you may scratch things off and add things to it. Priorities may change, strategies may change based on what you've accomplished. So this is critical to make sure that you set some CEO time aside to work on your business versus just work in your business, because especially for you top producers, so easily you're caught up in the everyday grind of your business and you're so good at that. And we haven't slowed down to spend time on the business, to create, to refocus, to recalibrate. And the GPS helps us do that so that we can have clarity. Now, I talked about we're going to look at how to get clarity. That's the GPS. Now, how do we focus on what to do week to week? So look, in that CEO time, for whatever time that it is that you set aside for yourself to be able to look at what's happening on your goals and your priorities and your strategies, you may also be looking at your action plan. Now, the action plan is the week to week focus from what it is that you want to derive and filter down from the GPS, because I can't do all of what's on the GPS next week or even this month. So the 411 action plan helps me focus in week to week. I'm restating my intention on my goals. I'm creating monthly goals personally and professionally. because you can weave them in. Now look, the personal goals here, little personal goals that I'm weaving into my professional GPS, help with that drive, help with some of the things that I may be able to tie personally to the professional goals, so that I can stay motivated and persevere through some of these things that are going to be difficult to do. So maybe some of these personal goals may tie into your professional goals. In this case, I'm just talking about getting down to 195 by February 28th and losing 5 pounds this month. All right, but I'm going to restate my annual goal, create monthly goals, and then have weekly steps that are specific and measurable. Now look, what these weekly steps are, again, are going to be filtered down through the GPS and come from what I created on the GPS, but most importantly, they need to be specific and measurable. Specific and measurable. So contacting 5 people in my database every workday. Schedule an open house for Saturday. Call for sell by owners Monday and Thursday. Create a preferred vendor list to prospect by Friday. So you see how being specific and measurable, but because if I'm vague and general about my plan, then my results will be vague and general. So make sure to be specific and measurable on your 411. Now, it's 4 weeks here, 4 weeks, 1 month, and 1 annual goal. And so hence the 411 action plan, to be able to create a week-to-week goal setting platform for you to be able to focus. Now look, make sure this is week to week. Don't write out the whole month, because again, it'll become wall art and you'll post it up and you'll forget about it and you won't look at it. And if you haven't scheduled that CEO time for you to be able to review your GPS in 411, it's just going to get lost in the fuzz. So make sure that you're scheduling time for yourself, and you're only writing week to week. Don't write weeks 2 and 3 and 4 out. Only write the week that it is that you're working on, that's upcoming, for you to be able to make sure that you keep focus, because the GPS gave me clarity, so then that your actions are that much more efficient and effective. And just imagine what it looks like for you to be able to even do 75% the things that you say you're going to do. Some of you are doing that, less of you are. So if you are able to personally or professionally stay on track, have clarity and focus, so that your action steps are that much more efficient and effective, what can really happen? What do you really want in 2020? You can have it. Use this tool that's been successful, whether it's personally or professionally, that's been proven time and time again, that's come from the mind of a billionaire who's achieved amazing things for people personally and professionally, so that 2020 is the year that you want. Make sure that you're able to download this on Coach Pauly C. You can check it out on my Facebook page, and I'd be happy to answer any questions, to walk anybody through this. But hey, this is your year. This is our year. Go get some.